You are listening to the For Flourishing Sake podcast by Frederica Roberts. Welcome to episode 39. Many teachers and school leaders are wondering increasingly how to maintain a sense of connection and build, develop and maintain positive relationships with pupils and with colleagues. First of all, through remote teaching, remote working, but then also as more and more children are starting to return into classrooms in a very different environment to what we're all used to around the world. How to maintain, grow, develop those relationships and that sense of connection when you are having to socially distance groups of children, groups of staff, etc., and teach in a way that is very alien to us in the modern world. So on Wednesday, in my Educate to Flourish Wellbeing Wednesday live session on YouTube, I did a half-hour webinar on this very topic. And in that topic, I shared the importance of positive relationships and connection to our physical and mental well-being, and even to how long we live. So this stuff really does matter. But I also shared 5 suggestions of ways that you could work on strengthening those relationships and those bonds even under the most awkward circumstances that we're in at the moment. And in today's podcast, I'm just going to play you a little snippet of that where I'm sharing 2 of those particular bits of advice that I shared with you. But if you do want to hear the entire half-hour webinar, on the podcast episode page at forflourishingsake.com for episode 39, you will find the link to the complete webinar that goes into more detail on this. So I hope you find this useful. And again, if you want more information and the full webinar, go to forflourishingsake.com, episode 39, and on that page you will find the link.
So the second point that you can do in your lessons, whether it's remotely or whether it's in a classroom in small bubbles, is to build in opportunities for you and for students to share funny stories, funny moments out of your lives, and even actual jokes. We all have funny moments that happen to us at any point in our lives, and I think particularly through this lockdown period, we've probably experienced some strange situations. So let's share those, and especially if children are coming back to school and you haven't been face to face for a long time, take that opportunity to share some of the funny things that have happened during this particularly bizarre time that we've all been going through. Share those funny stories, share those jokes. Sharing humor is a great way to boost positive relationships. Now, there's been some research on that actually by Provine in 2000. Found that laughter is a highly contagious social activity. So it is a really great activity to boost that social connection through the contagious laughter. And also he said, and this is a quote from his paper, the critical stimulus for laughter is another person, not a joke. So laughter is really about other people and about relationships, not about the jokes themselves. It doesn't matter whether the jokes are particularly great. It's about how you use those to interact and to connect. So think about funny stories, think about jokes, give people the opportunity to share the funny, and that will really help you and them stay connected. Third point is linked to that, but it's not so much about funny, but positive stories. Sharing positive stories with other people is a great way to connect, to interact, and to build those positive relationships. So build some time, perhaps into your virtual or face-to-face lessons that are socially distanced, to share something that's gone well that day for individuals, to share something that people have seen or heard or experienced that made them feel good, something that they found really positive. So they might have read something that made them feel great, a feel-good story, something on the news. I quite often get little videos that my sister sends me and my daughters of my nieces, and every time I get one of those, it's just a burst of happiness. It makes me feel so great. So sharing those moments of feeling good, those moments of positivity can be a really good way of building those relationships. And it works again on two levels, because for the person sharing the story, it's a way of letting you into their lives. You're sharing positivity, so you're sharing those moments of positive emotions, and there's a lot of emotional contagion happening there, which helps form and strengthen those bonds. And then, of course, those who are listening, if you're actively listening to somebody telling you something about their lives or something that matters to them, something that makes them feel good, that is a great way to boost that bond and that connection as well. So try sharing positive stories as a way to boost those relationships and those connections.
Thank you for tuning in to the For Flourishing's Sake podcast. If you have found this episode useful, please give the podcast a 5-star rating on iTunes to help it reach more people, and please spread the word. Also, if you haven't already, remember to subscribe so you never miss an episode. For Flourishing's Sake is available on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Deezer. The book by the same name is coming out on Kindle on the 18th of June and as a paperback on the 21st of August. It's available to pre-order from major online book retailers and is jam-packed with evidence-based strategies for whole school positive education, with case study examples from a wide range of schools from around the world. So why not order your copy now so you will receive it as soon as it's published? If you'd like to get in touch with questions or comments, or to contribute to a future episode, please contact me via Twitter @FlourishingEd. You can also leave comments on individual episode pages at forflourishingsake.com. I look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, for flourishing's sake, have a great week.